I hope you all are safe and healthy at home. Okay, I'm here with this amazing personality who will be talking about his passion about trekking and how he got into it and what excites him the most about treks. Okay, so before we get started, I would want to speak about 3 things. First, thank you so much for showing all your love for all the conversations which we had. Okay. Second, please stay safe. Okay. I know we want to go out and we are outgoing person, but still I would prefer you all to practice indoor sports for now. Okay. Third, when we are having a conversation and if you all want to know about something, you can just drop a comment which we will get back and we'll make sure we answer. Okay. So we will start with the conversation. Hi Hassan, how are you this evening?
Well, I'm doing very well. I was very excited to come and see you and share my journey with everyone.
Okay. So would you like to share about how did you start and what was your basic journey and what excites you to be a trekker?
Well, how do I start it? I started very early. Actually, my grandmother belonged to a village near Sonamarg. Sonamarg is a very beautiful hill station and resort. It's at 9,000 feet from sea level. Okay. So I would go and visit my grandmother there, and I would play with children. I was 5 or 6 and go up in the woods. They would generally go out to get wood for their family. I would go up. I noticed every time we went higher, the look would get grander. It's like someone had opened this wide canvas. Because before, if you're under the mountain, you don't see much. When you go higher, it's like the horizon has opened. So actually, that's where it picked me. That's where I fell in love with nature, and I wanted to go higher always and to see, how the beauty of nature can really trap you. Then my uncle, his name is Hassan, he used to take me for a hike. There is a glacier in Sonamarg, which is 2 hours hike from Sonamarg. And he would take me. I was young then. I was maybe 10 years when first time I hiked properly. And it was fascinating for me to go up to the glacier and reach there in a couple of hours. And I would see passion in his eyes, and I wanted to echo the same passion. And that was also a big stepping stone for me to go this way. Then the first time that I did proper trekking was 15 years ago. I met a gentleman called Corey Johnson. I hope he is watching us. He's from Australia.
Hi.
Hello Corey, if you're watching. He's from Brisbane, by the way. So I met him. I met a backpacker, and he was with a horse, and I just struck a conversation and asked him, where did he come from? And he told me that he had come from fishing in the mountains.
Oh.
I would tell him, can you fish here? Because you can do mostly trout fishing. He said, no, there are lakes up in the mountains.
Oh.
I said, where? It's just mountain. And then he showed me some pictures, and it's a beautiful lake called Vishansar Lake. It is part of Great Lakes Trek. It's very famous all over India and outside India as well. So I was mesmerized by its beauty, and I would think I want to do it as well. And what I did, I called my cousin, and he's a professional photographer. Hello Majid, I'm sure he must be watching. I just told him, see, we just have to do it. I just actually inquired about how could I do it. I inquired about the guy who could take me to this place. And once I did that, I just went back to Srinagar in a bus. And next morning I came back with Majid, and we just did it. And we just got to know that there is a world beyond mountains. Just the mountain peak that we see. Beyond them, there are meadows. The ascents you do, then there are more descents, and then there are more ascents, and there are meadows. And then you reach places where you see the source of water. Normally we just see this river stream flowing, and we did not know where this water came from. So there are hundreds of these lakes up in the mountain which form the source of this water. And I was purely in love with nature, and I could not look back since then, and that's where I started from.
Oh my God, what an journey. You drew a picture and I'm already there, and I'm already imagining how amazing and beautiful it must be. Okay, so I just wanted to ask you, what is it in a trek that excites you? Is it the peak, or what exactly is that you really like, trekking and discovering new places?
Well, to be honest, peaks are exciting as well, but nothing excites me more than these very high altitude lakes. It trances you, the way these natural water bodies are formed. It's unimaginable how beautiful they are. You go up and then you see the color of them. They're like turquoise in color, sometimes green, and with the changing weather, it always changes its color. It's always nature. I don't like to call myself a trekker actually, or a hiker or a cyclist. I call myself a nature explorer because I do it just for the sheer love of nature. It is amazing how the beauty of nature could actually take you to the newer heights. Yeah,
okay, so thank you so much. I understand why you call yourself, a nature admirer, because I think treks or hike, we actually disconnect ourselves from our daily routine, and we go and connect with the nature, and we actually find the peace, you're looking for. So I can completely relate to that, because for me, a small hike or a trek, even 1 hour hike is even, that helps me to reconnect with nature.
Definitely.
Okay. So now we spoke about the treks, high altitude treks, but have you done a basic mountaineering trek, and what is it about?
Well, I have not done a basic mountaineering course. It could be because I am from mountains, but for someone who is not from mountains, who wants to begin to trek, I would suggest you should do a mountaineering course, and it should be very helpful. Well, I have not done it. I had not heard of it that time when I started, because like I told you, I started very early and I found myself in the mountains. In Srinagar, if you are born in Srinagar, I am very blessed to be born in Kashmir, because everywhere you go, mountains are always in your sight because you are in a valley. So it comes very naturally to us, and our base is already at 5,000 feet. So we are already acclimatized to 5,000, 8,000, 9,000 feet. So, but for someone who is not from there, who has not been in mountains, he should definitely do a course first and then set out for a track.
Okay. So the people who don't know this course is actually, it's really good if you are a beginner. As he said, he is born in Kashmir, so it comes naturally to him. But for us, if you're starting from south or from west, I think it's really good if we do, because they teach us about basic techniques, how to get over. There are a few anxieties, or there are a few troubles which we have while we trek, okay, which we'll be talking about soon. So they will actually help you how to overcome. They'll teach you about the course and how to take care of yourself. So I think it is really good if I think it's must if we take basic mountaineering course. So if a beginner is trying to trek, okay, a beginner maybe from Goa is now planning to go for the trek after the curfew is lifted, okay. So what are the difficulties he will face if he is going for a Himalayan trek or a high altitude trek?
Yeah. I would, first of all, I would suggest if someone from south or outside Kashmir is trying to go to Himalayan treks, first thing he should do is find a hill next to you and start hiking, and so that you get to know the level of your stamina, how you're going to cope up with it. Because you need to test yourself. Sometimes we are not aware of our strengths. We are much more stronger than we actually know. We can surprise ourselves. But the thing is that you need to form those muscles. Then once you form them, you actually develop a muscle memory. Physicality is also important, although I believe mentally you need to be more stronger than physically. So first thing that you do is start a hill that's next to you, do a day trek, do a few hours trek. You'll get used to it. You will know like where you stand, and slowly and gradually go to outside area, go to Karnataka or Maharashtra. You know, open your range. So test yourself, and once you know about your ability, it should be easier. The first thing that you would, the problem or I would say difficulty that you would face in northern mountains, Himalayas, is that it is a high altitude place. So you might find a problem with that, because if you're not from a high altitude place, you are bound to take a bit longer time to adjust, time. So if you give yourself that extra time, if you come fly to Srinagar, you should stay a day in Srinagar. Then go to Sonamarg or Pahalgam or wherever you set out to do your trek. Then stay a night in a base camp and take it gradually, because the gradient in Himalayas is higher as compared to Alps in Europe. So take it gradually, and I'm sure you can do it. I believe everyone can trek. Just prepare yourself.
Yeah, so you spoke about high altitude sickness, like you spoke about high altitude trek. So there is something called as high altitude sickness. So what is it about, and what actually happens, how can you come over it, and are there any hacks which we can actually use? Because you have been trekking for so long, have you come across such things?
Well, personally, to be honest, I have never come across it. It could be because I spend my time at high altitude. Well, AMS, it's Acute Mountain sickness, is true, it's real, and it can hit anyone, and at any time, whether you're fit or you're not fit. It happens because it is actually what happens is you feel breathlessness. There's a lack of oxygen in the air because you're going higher in the atmosphere, so there is not enough oxygen. There is enough, but if you're climbing faster, then you're giving yourself lesser of a time to adjust to the atmosphere. So that's where it can hit you. It can cause you, there are symptoms of AMS, like you can feel dyspnoea, or you can feel headache, or uneasiness, any kind of uneasiness in your body. You should caution yourself. Don't take anything lightly. Like if you find something uneasy, stop and think about it. Even if you're an experienced trekker, the most important thing that you should do is don't hide. Like sometimes we take it lightly, or we say, I'm the age trekker, I shouldn't share it with anyone, I'm a leader, I shouldn't share. But it is the worst thing that you could do in mountains, because if you know, if fellow trekkers know about it, they could help you much more than you could. And there are preventions also. You can prevent it. Not completely prevent, but to some extent you can save yourself from it. That is, if you are setting out for a trail, you should take it very slow. The best way to climb a mountain is to take it slow. It's not a rat race. It's not a race to reach the peak. We are here in mountains just to explore the beauty of nature. The slower you take, the more you would see. More time you will have to see in the beauty of nature. That's the best way to trek mountains. Don't fight with mountains. You got to embrace mountains. You got to feel mountains. If you fight with the mountains, it's really going to push you down. Yeah, if the best way to do it is feel it and romance with the mountain, it will love you back. I'm not romanticizing it, but that's the true way. If you fell in love with a mountain, it loves you back.
True.
So take it slow, and AMS is true, but you can also save yourself from it. I would also like to add that what you could do is, when you take a gradual breaks, take it very slow, and then you can also hydrate yourself. The more you keep hydrating yourself, it gets easier. And then when you reach your camp, even if you're energetic, don't go out, don't run. At least give yourself that time. adjust to the newer heights. Once you trek over 8,000 meters, you are prone and susceptible to AMS.
Okay.
So after that, you should take it slow and self-assess. Or there is a way to know about AMS. There is a test called 111 test.
Okay.
What you do is, if you feel an headache, don't wait for it to subside or think it's just a headache. You can just make it clear is it an AMS or not. You take 1 pill of Blisters, take 1 liter of water, and wait for 1 hour. If the headache subsides, that means it was not an AMS. But then if it doesn't, that means that you have some traces of AMS. Then you would go accordingly. There are ways to overcome it.
Wow, thank you so much. I think this will really come in handy for every new trekker. And as he said, it doesn't matter, if you're experienced or you're a beginner. It's always right to share your experience, even if you're feeling uneasy about it. It's always good to share with your partner or your group so that they can keep a watch on you and take care of you. Okay. I also heard about blisters. Is that also a part? Like, many trekkers, if they don't select the right size or select the right shoe size, or if the shoe is too bulky, what is slipping through. So even that can be one of the things.
Yes. You don't want to be blistered, or you don't want to be wounded up in the mountains, where especially when you're at 12,000, 13,000, 14,000 feet high, because there are, although you might have a basic medical kit, but you don't want to be in that situation. And you rightly said that it happens because you have not chosen right gear for you. If you choose a shoe that's too tight for you, or too big for you, or too heavy for you, you have to choose right equipment. And now that we're in Decathlon, I'd like to mention that they have really everything that you need. They have right weight for you, right kind of shapes for you, right kind of size for you. So take your time and select right gear for you. Even how to simply how to use their trekking pole. Some people do get blisters from pole because they don't do it right. Or sometimes just basically you can nowadays just Google what's the right way to do it. Or just go on a website of Decathlon. You have right gear for every occasion. So choose right gear for you. You wouldn't face these problems.
Thank you so much. So as we have covered everything, I would like to talk about. I would like to ask about what are your favorite treks? Okay. And what is it that helped you during that trek? Maybe a product, or maybe your people around you, or maybe the conditions were favorable. What is it exactly that helped you?
First trek I ever did was Vision Lake. That is part of Great Lakes trek.
Okay.
And you would be surprised. Like I would tell you how Decathlon has actually helped me to make my treks convenient. It's like we had this tent, normal tent, which in Hindi they call it like tambu, and it's with the big sticks. And we had 6 sticks with us, not sticks, even big log kind of things, and we trekked with them. And it was so difficult for us because I was maybe that time like 20 something, and it was first time I had done that, and I was doing it with like big poles of log, and it was much difficult for us to do it. And now you take a look what Decathlon has done for us. There were brands before, but now Decathlon has made it for everyone. He made it possible for everyone to afford his own tent, his own gear, because they are very affordable. So now it's your tent can put into your backpack, and it would be very easier. Or before we didn't get any easier or affordable rain gears. So I would say Decathlon is part of our every trek. Like we have shoes for them, even now you can see them. Decathlon, our jackets, shoes, socks, and everything, hats, sunglasses, trekking poles, everything that we have. I personally that I do have is from Decathlon. I'm madly in love with Decathlon. So they have made, I wouldn't be able to talk to about a particular trick that it has made my treks easier. I would say most of my treks have been very convenient because of the products that I bought from Decathlon. I would suggest everyone, if you are a trekker, you should definitely visit their store and buy the product of your choice. They have everything for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, like you said, Decathlon has helped you by providing the right gears,
Yeah,
right?
it has.
But have you used, some people, they wear running shoes for hikes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you ever done something like that and then the product has not worked for you?
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the reasons why I mentioned my first trek. I actually went for a hike first time. It was in cricket shoes. Because we didn't know about like something, there is a place or there is a store or a brand who will provide us such equipment. So perhaps, I don't know if Decathlon was that time in India, like 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah, no. Around 12 years back.
Yeah, but so that time I wasn't aware of it. And so we went up in mountains and the sole came off.
Yeah.
And it was so difficult, I've luckily found a shepherd, because you need all that you meet up in mountains are shepherds with their flocks. And so it was hard, so they helped me to fix it. Otherwise it would have been. After that, now I have a very beautiful shoes from Decathlon, and it keeps my feet warm. It is right size for me. The grip. I go to glaciers. I go out hiking. I do a bit of climbing. It helps me everywhere, and especially take a shoes with an ankle support. It's very important to take a shoes with ankle support. So yeah, that was an occasion I had gone out with the sport shoes. A lot of people do that, but I would suggest you take a proper trekking shoes, because it is going to be your best friend in your treks.
I agree with that. Okay. So the next, you have a trekking community, right? Do you trek alone, or do you have people who you trek along with? How does it work? Because I know you have a Facebook handle which is there, so I would like to know more about that.
We have a group called Intrepid Nature Explorers. It's a group of friends who have the similar likings towards nature. We are nature admirers. We love nature, and our sole aim is to see nature. I would tell you how this group came into existence. Maybe 60 years, 70 years ago, me and my friends, Shabar, I would like to name, if you're watching, hello, Majid, and there was a friend who's not there anymore. So we had a dream to go to Sonamarg on cycle. It's 90 kilometers, but it's 9,000 meters. It's high, and we did it on normal cycles. And that's we came down. We started hiking and trekking, and we found out that it kept bringing us together. It's about those beautiful nights in your camp, where you are on fire, helping each other if someone is down. You find the true face of humanity, true face of the building a camaraderie together. So that's how it came together, and then we added up more people like Suhail, Asif, Shanawaz, and a lot of more. Some of them, if I miss, I'm sorry. So yeah, and why do we do it? If you honestly ask me, trekking is not a sport for us. We don't take it like in sports. It's more of a meditation. Although, even if you trek in a group, which most of the people do, you're still on your own. You are in a group of 5 people, 10 people, but everyone is in his own world, or in her own world. You go up in a mountain, there are hours when you're trekking, when you're hiking, but you don't even speak a single word.
Oh.
Because everyone is in his own world, because you're out of this chaotic world, there's no transport, there's no mobile, there is no one that could disturb you. You can actually find yourself in mountains. Again, I don't want to romanticize it, but honestly, that is how it is for us. It's not for commercial gains, it's for nothing. Every time when summer comes, we dream about these things. And it would bring us together. Like, if someone is tired, the other would take that job and do it for us. So we do it for that. It's not about getting physically fit, or it keeps us, fit for life. It does, but that's just an add-on. That's just a benefit of doing it. But we do it for the shared love of nature and for meditating, for helping ourselves, like to become better people, to know the qualities inside us. For us, it has made us very responsible. I would say in my life, I wasn't so responsible earlier. Since I started doing treks, well, I knew about time management, then you know about responsibility, you know about rushing, because you have to utilize whatever you have. And you need to have sense of responsibility. You need to reach from the base camp to base camp. You need to be responsible what are the areas that you should touch and what you should not. You should need to realize that if you are up in the mountains, don't hurt nature. Don't bring your garbage and put it into mountains. So we also help doing that. When we come back, we have a rule, like whatever garbage you pick up, we got to take trash bags. You pick up, you bring it down. We can only do our bit. But nature has so much to offer us, but we should also care about nature, so we could preserve it for the future generations to see. I want to show my kids how beautiful this nature is.
Yes.
If we spoil it, then he or she, I have a beautiful daughter, Safia, hello.
Hi.
And my wife, Ina, hello. And I want her to see this nature. If we spoil it, there wouldn't be anything left for her. So that is what INE does. INE gets nature lovers together, nature admirers together, and then we set out for beautiful times in mountains. That's how That's what INE is all about.
I saw this beautiful video where you're sitting by the campfire and you're actually singing, and I think you record everything, and it was so nice to see so many people sharing the same passion or likeness towards nature. It's amazing when you meet the same like-minded people, And as you said, when you go in group, it makes you responsible. It actually makes you responsible because, as you said, you knew about time management, you knew about responsibilities. But when you go to nature, you have to give it back, because you're receiving so much from Mother Nature. It's our job to give something back to it. And as I said, it's rule number 1, take your garbage with you. It's rule number 1. It's always there. Everywhere you go, please carry a separate bag which you can get all your garbage back. Okay? So is there anything you would like to talk about? Any amazing experience or something which is very close to your heart, because you come across so many people like shepherds, there will be kids from a remote area, you are so disconnected by social media and everything. Is there anything, which you would like to share? A moment which is very close to your heart?
Well, there are many. It's hard to choose one. There's a funny one. I was talking to my mate yesterday about it. We were trekking in Tarsal, Marsal. It is one of ace treks in Kashmir.
Okay.
If you ever heard of it, the transition in that lake is amazing. First of all, when you start out, you go for a trek, you're in different zone. Once you take your first step and you're disconnected from social media, you totally forget your this world, this chaotic world. You don't remember anything, at least I don't. I don't remember anything. It's just about you and your mates on the mountain. I was up on the way to Tarsal, Marsal, and we met one shepherd, and he was funny, a young man, I don't exactly remember his name, something like Hassan. If he ever come on social media, I hope not, but yeah. So in the night, actually they had one of boats up in the mountain, and we would talk to each other, we sort of became friends. And he would come every evening and bring goat milk for us. He didn't know us. And then the funny part is that he had seen some movie, some Bollywood movie, when he had gone back to Srinagar.
Okay.
And he would tell us the exact same story, but he would tell he was the hero and he did it in real life. Like, I did that, this, I was with my girlfriend, then I went to the court, all these dialogues which I had seen in a movie. And he would actually say the same things to us. And it is innocence, you know?
Yeah.
It's innocence. You meet these beautiful people. And one more incident I would share, you know, which actually hit me very hard. I was on trek with my friend from Siberia, it's Zhenya and Natasha. They had come to trek in Kashmir, in Ganpal. Actually, we met some people on the way, and they invited us their food. They invited us to have lunch with them. We did not know them, and they shared their food with us. And there's a traditional food called waswa. They had carried it because there was wedding in their home a few days earlier. So they were visiting their cattle in the mountain. They invited and presented us on their food and just had little without knowing us. And it was such hospitality. You go to mountains for this, because no one does anything there for money,
yeah.
for any games. You meet fellow trekker, you say hello. It's a different hello than a normal word. You mean this hello. You're so happy to see this person. So there are a lot of acts of kindness that you see in her. Or if you're out of ration, if you meet any trekker who is not well, you help them.
Yeah.
You form like a group, you become rescuers. And there are a lot of such incidences, and which are like very funny and very serious. Yeah. Or one more I can tell you, when we were out for a trek to Turina, it is the highest alpine lake in Kashmir, at like 4,600 something. One of our friends was, when he woke up from base camp, he was bitten by a spider. When he woke up, so his lip was swollen, like very big. But the thing was that everyone just kept laughing because it was funny. And he himself kept laughing, like I am looking like, you know, we call it him Hanuman because he looks like Hanuman. And it was very funny, but because you live in nature, you don't panic. We used cold water to, you know, because it's anti-inflammatory. So in a few hours it was fine, but it was very funny. So remember that moment? Yeah. So there are lots of moments. There are lots of moments when I would tell you, if someone thinks we don't get tired or it's easy for us, it is not. There are numerous moments in our mountain when we are trekking in mountains that we think of giving up. Suddenly, come on, why did it come? It's so hard, it's too difficult, I should turn back. There are a lot of moments, at least for me also. There are numerous such moments. But then you take a while, rest. We take lots of breaks because we're not in a hurry to reach anywhere. We are here to see this nature. The slower it is, better it is. So a lot of such moments, and then a friend would crack a joke, and you would forget about his tiredness, and you would suddenly pick up yourself up, and you're fine. It's all gone. This is why we do these treks for. So there are amazing treks. We have a friend called Nawaz. He comes to trek especially because he wants to cook. He wants to cook for us. Like, he's a young English member of our group. He loves to cook. But he wouldn't like to say, well, touch it. No, I'm going to cook. He's a great trekker. And so there are many moments, like hardships that you face, sudden rain, certain quick decisions you need to make. Is it dangerous for you to do this fast? One day we had a trek from Ganderbal to the other district from mountains.
Okay.
So there are 5-6 lakes up in that vicinity. So you change district, and we did it all in one day, and it was more than. I was started 9 o'clock in the morning and came back at 9 in the evening.
Oh.
It was such a long day, and we just had a boiled egg and cucumber with us. And we could do it. We did not. We could do it because we set out to do one trail, then we see there is more, but always should be careful that if you could do it, then do it. That's much more good. Yeah, so there are amazing such moments.
Thank you so much for sharing. I mean, it was amazing. Got a smile on my face. Even though I was not there, I could relate to it. Now that everyone is home, and even though we like to go out in nature, we like to explore, we are stuck, and it's for our safety, obviously, we are stuck at home. So is there anything our fellow trekkers or hikers can do to build up their, their immunity, or to build up their,
Immune system.
Yeah. I mean, anything which will help them later in treks, maybe some running, or are there any exercises which will help them later?
Yes, exercises anyway, it does help you. I would say for a trekker, it's very helpful and beneficial to jog, because the muscles that you form with jogging, they actually really help you. So you should definitely go for a jog, go for an early morning walk, but do it alone. Because now we're not supposed to mingle with people. We have to maintain social distancing and follow all the measures. So jogging, I would suggest, or do your basic exercising, stretching. Everything is going to help, because it is going to keep you healthy, and you are going to feel good anyways. Apart from being in mountains or hiking in mountains, you should definitely. I would suggest you to go for a jog. It would help you, form those muscles for trekking.
Yeah. So the last question for this evening: if our trekkers, our beginners, have to go for a Himalayan trek or in Kashmir, which are the ones which you will suggest? Any three?
I would say if you are a beginner, you can easily go for a Ganderbal trek, although it is at 12,500 meters, but you should go for that. You can do all these treks, but just if you give yourself some time to acclimatize to altitudes. So there is that trek, Ganderbal trek. Then you can do Stars or Marshall, I would highly suggest. There is Council Mountain trek that you should do for sure. Or if you have just few hours, you can just do a Mamnet trek near Srinagar. It would take you just a couple of hours or 3 hours.
Thank you so much, Hassan, for being with us over here and sharing, some amazing moment and about your journey. It was really fascinating to hear about it. I mean, I think everyone watching us right now is motivated. And I am sure they all are motivated, because I am full of energy, and I want to go there and experience the same thing, the same bond with nature, the same bond you shared with people you met. I want to have that, and
you're invited to come and join us at INE.
Thank you so much. Guys, if you have any questions which you want to ask Hassan or need any of his help, you can just drop a message or a comment. Okay? Can you please tell us about your page again so that we can follow you?
My page on Facebook is Intrepid Nature Explorers, and my personal page on Facebook and Instagram is Hassan Armstrong. I hope, that's just my name.
It's nice. Your nickname though. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for being here with us, and we will be coming again with a nice content for you. So another thing, if you have something like a topic in mind which you would like us, to talk about, even that you can leave it in the comment section, so we can schedule one topic for you. Hassan, I am really thankful that I met you here in Decathlon just when I was helping you, and you are an amazing person, amazing human being.
Likewise.
I would like to thank you for coming and speaking about your journey. Thank you so much for everything. I hope you have the best for you and for your family, and also for your child.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to come and have a conversation with you and actually share my small journey with everyone out there. I hope it helps to inspire someone to go out there and see the beauty of nature. I'm a big fan of Decathlon, and it's a pleasure for me to come and converse with you. You are also a wonderful person, and were very helpful to me every time I was here in Decathlon. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. See you next Sunday at 6 o'clock. Till then, stay safe. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much.